Welcome back to the Mad Spiderverse. I'm Mad Spidey. Thank you once again for tuning into my channel. So today, it's going to be another one of my statue collection videos. If you have never seen any one of these videos before, basically every episode I will showcase one of my statues that I have in my collection. They are all Bowen Designs statues. Bowen Designs was basically, the company back in the mid to late 90s to early 2000s, before all these millions of companies that are out now. Obviously that's an over-exaggeration, but there are a lot. But yeah, Bowen Designs, everybody loved them back in the day. And I amassed quite a collection, so I'm basically going through with these video series, showcasing one piece per video. So, quick rundown. Bowen Designs basically had the license for Marvel at the time. They did 3 ranges: mini bust, mini statue, full size. I decided to get rid of the mini statues because they're basically the same as the full size in most cases. So the ones that I'll show, they'll always be a mini bust or a full size statue. So today's video will be a mini bust. As I may have mentioned before, all this stuff's in storage, so it's pretty much just sort of blind pick. Sometimes I might choose it a little more, cautiously or carefully, or, I don't know, whatever way else you want to sort of put it. But yeah, sometimes I'll choose them for a specific reason, but most of the time it's like, oh no, I feel like showing that one, or, try and alternate it and things like that. But, today is going to be the oldest mutant. The oldest mutant, if you know who that is, then you'll know who it'll be. And as I said, it's a mini bust. And it is Apocalypse. So, Apocalypse, as I said, oldest mutant. Or the original mutant, whichever way you sort of want to put it, whichever sort of storylines you've read or know about. But the unit itself, obviously, trademark Bowen grey box as per normal. There are some variations that I'll eventually get to, but the majority of them, doesn't matter whether, full size or mini bust, it has that signature grey box. On one side of the box, it will have the sculpt details, so who sculpted the prototype, physical size, things like that, and obviously all the licensing sort of details. The other side, which is only on the mini bust, will give you a synopsis of the character, and generally 2 pictures of books. Generally the first one is usually, and I'll use that word loosely, usually the first appearance, which in this case it is, and the other is generally one that it's a book that's been released as the character closer to the time of the actual release of the actual unit itself. The other thing of note, which I say every video as well, you'll have a little sticker underneath to give you the worldwide distribution. So this was 5,000 made worldwide, so pretty much a standard sort of size for that time, because this, I'm pretty sure this was a phase 1 bust. They did do some fairly big runs before they started really sort of doing some exclusive sort of smaller run things, and it is number 784. Now obviously with this one, it has got the sticker. If it does not have the sticker, 2 reasons why generally. One has just gone missing, which is annoying, but it happens. But the other one is if it may be an artist proof or something like that. But obviously this one's got the sticker, so we know it is a standard edition. I was never really fussed about the numbers. I always just wanted to get just, one of each. I tried to be a completist, and it was a lot of money, a lot of shipping, and obviously there's a lot of them. But and then obviously the styrofoam. Now this is where it becomes a little bit confusing, because if you watched any of the videos before, I usually say on the styrofoam there is usually the Bowen Design symbol or up just written on it or embossed in it, so you know which way to open it. This one has thrown me sideways. I've forgotten about some of these. You can actually see, this actually says Apocalypse on both sides. So you don't really know which way to open it. The only way to really sort of do it is to feel where most of the weight is. So you can, I can tell, putting it this way, that most of the weight's in the bottom side. So, and I was right in that instance. So yeah, just to make sure that, you know, obviously you don't sort of pull it open and it's still sitting in the top and it falls and breaks, so on and so forth. So we'll get him out. So it's all one piece, nothing to put together or anything like that, like no additional pieces, which most of the mini-busts were like. And there is the man, the myth, the mutant himself, Apocalypse. So for a phase one, so as I've mentioned before, like phase one mini-busts especially, they did very plain bases. And generally, most of the time, they didn't have arms. So it was literally just a head and torso. Backs were fairly minimal in sort of design and color and things like that. It was all, yeah, because obviously they're, you know, designed to be shown face up. So obviously they didn't think about doing too much detail on the back. But yeah, as I said, a lot of them didn't have arms as well. But obviously for a phase one, they've gone a little bit more intricate. You can see the sort of the base, bit of a like a robotic mechanical sort of looking base, but obviously you can see full back and arms, and then I even added the mechanical sort of tentacles, I suppose you could call them. But there is the big blue faced meanie himself, and obviously generally when you buy one of these, make sure you have corresponding numbers. So you can see that on the bottom there as well. The other thing I do like, just a little bit of a side note, a lot of the early phases, they actually went quite extra on the rubber stoppers at the bottom, as you can see. Actually got a decent amount on there. Some of them had bare minimal or none at all, which is because like a lot of this sort of stuff gets displayed in glass cases, so you don't really want to be sort of moving it around too much and things like that, because then scratches the unit, the piece itself, scratches the glass. So the rubber stoppers are always a good thing to have. But yeah, that is the beast himself, Apocalypse in all his menacing glory. One of my favorite X-Men villains, that is for sure. So that will do for this particular video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you watched it all the way to the end, all through my normal waffle. Do all the usual YouTube stuff for me. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. Leave a comment if you want to. But most of all, please hit that subscribe button. A little button down there that says subscribe. That would be muchly appreciated. So anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and Spidey out.